Oh dear. I gotta do some, excuse me, real quick. This is not going at all the way I wanted it. I'm hearing, I gotta turn this down. Okay, hopefully I still get audio. Uh, what I don't like to do is listen to myself. Oh, God, I was eating dinner. Sorry about that. Uh, I don't like to hear myself in the headphones because it's confusing. Now, I had a whole presentation worked out and was putting it through my video editor, and for some reason, I'm not able to get it to transfer uh, through the um, video portion of this thing. So I'm having to do some improvising here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these cases a little bit different than I thought. Now, I'm going to run through here and I'm going to have to do these cases a little bit different than I planned. Starting back in September, there was a number of actions taken, and I reported on these. Um, Basically saying that actions were being taken and that um, restraining the process servers were out there trying to find certain people. Oops, that's not going at all the way I wanted it. Oh, I see why. This is all right. I'm going to do this a different way because I thought we're going to be here all night trying to straighten this out. I'm going to review these case by case, and they're not necessarily going to be in order. Uh, they're going to be the way that I have them listed on my phone. I can't put the images of these cases up because of the difficulty I'm having, and I'd be here trying to do this. But first case, notice of issuance of harassment restraining order by publication. State of Minnesota, County Anoka District Court, 10th Judicial District. Court file number 02 CV 21 4618. Case type harassment. Robert Hammer, petitioner. Timothy Charles Holmseth, respondent. The order reads as follows. And this is going to be appropriate for all cases. You are notified that a harassment restraining order has been issued on October 15, 2021. A hearing has not been scheduled. You may request a hearing on this matter by following a request for hearing HAR 301 with the court within 20 days of the date this notice is published. You may get a copy of the HRO from the court administrator's office at the following address: 2100 3rd Avenue, Anoka, Minnesota. Next case, court file number 02 CB 21 4617. Case type harassment. Robert Hammer, petitioner, versus Randy Lynn Erickson. As I stated, the instructions are the same prior. Next case, State of Minnesota, County Anoka, District Court, Judicial District 10th. Court file number 02 CB21 4490. Case type harassment. Craig Sawyer, petitioner, versus Randy Lynn Erickson, respondent. Instructions same as before. Next case, notice of issuance of harassment restraining order by publication. Court file number 02 CV21 4500. Case type harassment. Kim Picazio, petitioner versus Randy Lynn Erickson, respondent. Next case, court file number 02CB214489. Case type harassment. Craig Sawyer, petitioner versus Timothy Charles Homeseth, respondent. Now, these notifications indicates that these cases have been ruled on by the judge in the case and they are in effect. Now, they had 20 days from the date these reports were filed in order to dispute the restraining orders. They failed to do so in any of these cases, so the restraining orders are in effect. Any violation of these restraining orders is subject to arrest. There is uh, a penalty for these. These could be misdemeanors or they could be felonies based on the number of these ROs against each individual, including the fact that Tim Homestead also has restraining orders against him already. These restraining orders uh, may be bumped up to a felony. Now, there has been reports that due to certain statements that were made on Twitter that these people have been located. They let slip a piece of information which allowed law enforcement to track where they may be. And as far as the status at this moment, the restraining orders are only good in the state of Minnesota unless they are bumped up to a felony for not complying with the restraining order, and thus they would be in contempt. Now, I don't know what further action is going to be taken at this point. Uh, all I know is that the restraining orders have been out there. There is talk of possibly other individuals who have been affected uh, applying for restraining orders themselves. Uh, as far as what phase two is of the project, I am bound by the same confidentiality agreement that was made when I began to find out information on these uh, court orders. And I'm going to see. I'm letting this load here. I had hoped this was going to go a little bit smoother, but my editing didn't cooperate. And right now, this thing is taking forever to load the slide. So, you know, this is not a professional thing by any stretch of the imagination, so it is what it is. And it's not going to allow me. It's going to sit there and just keep spinning. So let me. Okay. This is the notice by Craig Sawyer, um, so that you guys have the case numbers there and all this information. And this is Robert Hammer's notice for restraining order. And let me see if I can bring up. And this is what the notification goes out to the respondents. In this case, it's Randy Erickson, since Mrs. Vicazio already has a restraining order against Tim Holmesville. And this is the restraining order that Craig Sawyer has with Randy Erickson. And it's so on and so forth from there. So, we've got hello, Kingfish Kebab. Welcome to the chat. Uh, I don't think this channel has many subs for notifications. Okay. But this has been sort of a rough situation here. I had a hellacious day here, and well, Levi, welcome to the show. Um, and there are other developments going on regarding certain individuals, but I'm not going to get into them right now. Other than there seems to be some turmoil going on um, with those that were previously um, supporting Tim Homeseth and supporting Randy Erickson. There seems to be a lot of um, dissent going on. Glenda, what did you want to call in about? I'm having to be a little bit more careful with my call ins because somebody um, kind of tried to um, disrupt things here. Yeah, that seems to be uh, what I've heard so far. There's been some um, postings made regarding um, Astros um, supporting both Timothy Holmseth and um, Randy Erickson. Now, this is a big development because Astro, for a long time, was a supporter of Tim Holmseth, at least in some respects, um, and so forth. Well, I'll go ahead and take the call, Glenda. Let me go ahead and I'm going to set up. Um, the last time I did a call in, somebody called in and I don't like people trolling this channel, but we'll go ahead and try it. So, okay, that's the link there, Glenda. So you can go ahead and call in. Uh, yeah, I'm kind of happy to have the numbers. But I had planned on trying to do a better job, and it just didn't work out. But anyway, the information is there. So, um, let me see. Um, See, we've done. Oops. See, we've done Craig Sawyer, Tim Holmes, and I think I got one more Robert Hammer case to bring in. Okay, I'm not finding that one, so I'll just cancel it. But Robert Hammer has one of these against um, Randy Erickson, as I mentioned before. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, Laura, I believe you're in here.
Your gang is trying to fool people. I see what
And I'm
y'all are
not getting
doing.
any audio.
Agent 19 has a black cat
Well,
on his Twitter
all
and
right,
on his
we're
YouTube
back to
live
the same
streams.
one
Guess who
again.
else does? Leave.
Now you're the one that caused problems the last time, and I'm not going to have it. Uh, I do not support QAnon. I think they're a bunch of idiots, and if you support QAnon, you're an idiot, so you're not welcome here. I mean, you're the one that disrupted this channel last week, and you're simply not welcome. So you're not going on the air. Let me go back to chat. Yeah, I try to cut people some slack, and then I get tricked into this stuff. Yeah, this is one of the funny things about these people is they place some importance on this channel. All I do is provide information. If they don't like what they see here, they don't have to come here. I'm not in a numbers contest. I don't plan on being a big presence. This is a small um, group, and we discuss things that we're interested in. And so that, as they say, is that. Now, what? Getting back to the matter at hand, um, as it's been stated before, Tim Holmseth already has two um, restraining orders against him. One in the state of Florida, one in. Um, this is interesting. She came in, took away the QAnon. So, just out of shits and giggles, let's see what's going to happen with this one.
Guy also has a black cat that he posts on social media. So how
And
stupid do you
I'm not
people
hearing
have to
anything.
be to think that nobody's going to pick up on that? Do y'all think that we're all stupid? You're the stupid
I don't know
ones.
who Glenda is, and I can't hear.
And let me tell you something, Mert, that black cat's ugly. So you tell your friend Levi Page to shut it. He's not fooling anyone. And I think Randy should get a restraining order against Kim.
Well,
So
that's
we
up to
figured it
her.
out. Levi Page is Agent 19. So take it and shove it, Mert. We're all on to you. The jig is up.
All right. Well, you violated the. Yeah, she did it again. Yeah, what the hell is with these people? Yeah, that's targeted harassment, and she's going to be banned from this channel if she comes in again. Um, the way my settings is on my headphone, I could not hear her. She came in twice, and she lied and misrepresented herself. So I got to fool around with this headset and find out why I am not getting um, audio without having to hear myself online because I try not to do that. It's confusing. But All right, I'm back. Okay, Tennessee. I did check Twitter once, um, and I believe I don't know if I got the right account, but I've got it open. Um, yeah, I can understand that. I don't know who this person is. Oh, okay. Alex wants to come on. Now, Alex, I may not be able to hear you. Okay, you're on the air. Oh,
Hi, Mert.
yeah. I'm gonna have to see how to do this because what it is I'm when I turn my headphone up to listen to you, I hear myself and it's confusing. So I don't know what I need to do to eliminate that problem. But I'm gonna turn it up just a little. And, all right. All right, Alex.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, and Glenda, these people are nuts. The people who got restraining orders deserve them. And they've been warned for how long? So you know what they say, FAFO. They all cry when they get to the find out part.
Yeah, because oh geez, this is confusing. Um, they know what they've done. Timothy's already got two of these restraining orders. So they should have learned that people are not going to um, tolerate this. I got to turn this down again.
Well, they keep threatening that everybody is going to go to jail and they're
Yeah,
going to
I
get
got to figure out how the hell I'm going to do this. For some reason, I'm hearing myself in the headset, and I know there's a way to eliminate that. So I'm not sure what to do about this, but you can feel free to talk uh, and so on, and I'll just kind of sit here and I can respond on the chat if I have to or something, and everybody can, because I don't know what the heck's going on with this thing.
Yeah, well, as I was saying is, they keep threatening that everyone else is going to jail or is going to get in trouble, and the only ones that are getting in trouble are them. So maybe they should stop, and maybe they should clean up their social media before additional things happen to them. Just saying.
Okay, I got about a half of that. This is just, I don't know what to do about this. Weird.
That's okay. I'm going to pop off. I just wanted to come in here and remark about the restraining orders. It's been a long time coming.
Well, thanks for coming in, Alex. I know you have done a lot of work in the background on a lot of things, and appreciate that.
I've got spreadsheets for days. I'll see you, Mert.
Bye bye. You have a good evening. Okay, and once again, I'm going to turn my headphone down. I don't know. I had this set at one time to where I'm not listening to myself in the headset, and I'm not sure, how to handle that. But I'll just have to um, play it by ear. Yeah, Leanne. Well, what it is, there's been a total of 5 new restraining orders put in place. 2 against Randy, actually 3 against Randy, who now has restraining orders against her, and another 2 towards Timothy Charles Homestead. And as I understand it, there's a possibility there may be more of these ROs down the line. And if the parties involved that decide to take legal action, there could be some arrest warrants out. And since we're looking at 5 restraining orders, we may be looking at a felony arrest warrant at some point. All right, I didn't know about number 6. Um, but these things are piling up like food stamps, so you don't know what's going to be the next thing to hit. But yeah, there's going to be arrest warrants. And I understand that there's private people using high tech tracking devices to keep track of where these people are. Um, so it'll be interesting to see when, how, and if anything becomes of this. Now, you would think that this so-called, oops, the other way. Come on. Yep. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Jeez. One thing I'm not is a professional. Oh, good night, Leanne. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully, I got my audio back. Um, this microphone or this headset's been giving me fits tonight. I used to have this so I could have call ins and be able to have a conversation with people. And for some reason, this thing is back to um, my listening to myself on the headset. And I've got to read up and figure out how to eliminate that problem. But, that'll give people something to poke at me about saying, oh, he can't do a stream. Yeah, well, yeah, that's quite true, Catherine. The thing of it is he has an audience over on his other thing. And why he needs to bring me in to this is, I don't understand because I'm an extremely small station. You know, I, I had 1,010 at last count, and um, I have this is a record here. I don't know if I've ever had more than 39 people at any given time. So it's a bit of a surprise that I'm able to generate this. And yet you go over to their channel and they've got some huge numbers. So, why this emphasis on this channel? I told them a long time ago how they could get me to ignore them. And that simply is to mind their own damn business, leave me alone, and go do your thing. Have a party for JFK Jr. and the pig farmer who's going to run for Senate and all this other shit. And let us all do our thing. But no, we got the Alice, Alice Kravitz cloud. Bleh, boy, I mangled that one. The Kravitz crowd, as they say. But one of the things that was brought out is that um, license plate information goes into a federal database. This is for any car, any driver's license that either one of them have. So if they ever rise to the level of importance, they can be swept up. Uh, and let it go at that. But now we have a new club, the RO Club. Anyone out there that has been affected by these two, and also the other individuals, um, should file their own orders. And um, the thing of it is I'm waiting to see how effective this strategy is going to be. Um, if there comes a point where it's going to be productive, then I'll join the party. Um, I tried this once before in Florida, and it didn't work out um, for a couple of reasons. But this different approach might be the way to go. Well, that's funny, Catherine, because they're the ones using codes. They have these charts they put up, they have the numbers thing that they do, and so on and so forth. So, they're the ones that are using the code. Uh, and I guess that's why they accuse us of using codes, is because they're using them. And Phil McConnell was um, it was very well known for using codes. It was kind of a strange situation. Uh, Actually, the situation with Phil McConnell over his last stunt is rather fluid. I don't know actually what um, specifics are being put in place as a result of that. Have not been able to find out any information. Some of this stuff gets ridiculous. I mean, and all these Q weirds are doing it. It's like, you know, they got to have an answer for everything. And even if it's, unbelievably weird, but the weird, the better. And that seems to be what these people. Uh, yeah, that would be a trip. I mean, she likes to record herself BSing these people. So by all means, record the call. Um, time will tell. But she has a pinned tweet on her task force account, which is direct violation of the task force. And every day that appears, uh, I just heard something funny. Task force has actually retweeted Hans Gruber's video that he did over on his YouTube account. Um, and this was 6 hours ago. So she's not gonna, I had a feeling she was not gonna take this seriously. And I guess someone's gonna whack her in the side of the head with some common sense with a arrest warrant in order for her to take this seriously. But they feel that they are above the law. They don't have to obey the law. Um, and they have nothing, absolutely nothing, except this continued defamatory and slanderous conduct that they involve themselves in. And it's just, they're going to keep at it until they, finally pay the price. Because not, the harassment of people is not the only thing. They're committing all kinds of fraud. They're violating all kinds of laws. And eventually, someone's going to lower the boom. Either the Justice Department, the FBI, somebody, and somebody will go to jail. And it's going to take time, but it's going to happen. And they can sit there and do, joke around and all that other stuff, and you know, they'll find out. And someday we'll be there to see it. It may take a few weeks, may take a month or two, maybe a year, but eventually it's going to happen. Now, I think, um, okay, I just saw you, so let me bring you in here. I don't know how I'm going to manage this. Mert Defender's come in to say hello. So take it away, Mert Defender.
Hello, Mert. I was driving around Sorrento the other day and thought of you. I just wanted to know, what do you think of Astro turning on Randy and Timothy on Twitter? Wow, she turned.
That she did. And it's like I said, it's kind of like hell froze over.
And Mert, what do you think about Astro trying to recruit Ari Nemers to do some of her dirty work? And you know what I'm talking about, what she's trying to get posted. I just wonder, why do you think she's doing what she's doing?
Kind of an awkward way I'm having to do this. Well, that's the way she's always been. She's had this mission, if you could call it that, against him. And she's wanted this material she claims is out there posted, and she won't do it herself. She wants other people to do it for her. And so now she's got Terry Nemers uh, going ahead and doing that. GS, it's Astro 2_X. It's actually a cartoon character, and it's also the brand of a set of headphones. But that's her handle. Uh, this is not coming out right. But yeah, you just do the search Astro 2_X, and it comes up. The problem is, if you follow her, she'll think that you're a spy or something, and she'll block you. Um, she blocks everybody. She blocks me, and yet she talks about me, and she don't want me to see what she has to say. But that's how she is. But I don't care a thing about her. She seems to think that I have a mission to destroy her, get her arrested, all the stuff, and I don't. Um, I simply don't care. I mean, I've tried to reason with her over the years, and she just, you know, has a fixation and a revenge type thing uh, to her fame or to her mentor. I got to do something here. This thing is driving me crazy. Gotta find my duty hat. Where did he go? Oh, Okay, well, let's see if this is going to work. This is a souvenir from the old days when Randy wanted me to go to work for Walmart. I don't work for Walmart. I know a lot of people that do. And because of that, I got myself the official Walmart hat. So, let's go Bannon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that dude's going to wind up in the clink Monday. Uh, so that'll be interesting. Matter of fact, I was at Walmart tonight. We did our grocery shopping. We do our grocery shopping either on Saturday or Sunday. And I just happened to be on my way back to the house from my scheduled thing today, and I stopped and got groceries at Walmart. So, anyway, that's where we're at. Now, what I'm going to do is, we're getting late in the month here, is I'm going to check and see if there's anything new with the, see if there's anything new with Marion County. Get do my weekly checks here. And I do apologize that the show didn't go better than I thought it was, but I had this whole thing all worked out and my software would not cooperate. And I went overtime, spent a little time trying to get it, and it didn't work. So I gave up on it. Anyway, let's see what we got going on here. All right, there's supposed to be some, it's a picture of somebody in their underwear. Um, and stuff. She's just trying to engage in targeted harassment and have somebody do her dirty work for her. She's too much of a coward to do it herself. But why she, after all these years, is still on this tack, I don't know. Okay, we've got 2 discovery exhibits on the Neely Blanchard case as of the 9th of um, November, and they are sealed at the moment. So I am putting through my request to find out what these are. Now, there was a deposition given by 2 witnesses, and those, of course, will not be released. She's targeting Levi Page. Um, she's had a burr up her ass about Levi Page for a decade, and for the life of me, I don't know why. It goes way back to the Haley Cummings case, which basically is still unsolved. Um, and, it's just, same thing over and over again. She wants these images posted. She wants them sent to Nancy Grace as if Nancy Grace is going to care. And she's trying to destroy his career. She wants to deny him his ability to make a living. And that's what these people do. They deny or attempt to deny people's efforts to earn a living. So, this goes on all the time. I don't know what it would take to get her to live a normal life and go on and do normal pursuits. Now, she claims that she no longer follows Homestead. She claims that she no longer follows Randy Erickson, and we will see where that goes. So, but ooh, somebody's playing loud music, a low bass, and it's coming from all the way over at McDonald's and not from anywhere in the park. I'm in a 55 plus park, and I can't think of anybody here that listens to that kind of music. But you never know. And do like, subscribe, and so on and so forth. I'm trying to build the channel up. Well, Rena Rice, she always was a Home Seth supporter. Now, according to people that have posted on Twitter, she has rescinded her support of Home Seth, and she has rescinded anything favorable in regards to Randy Erickson. And she has said so on her Twitter account. Now, I don't know how permanent this is, if she's going to change her mind down the road, which she has done. She has gone back and forth between who she is and is not going to support. But for whatever reason, she's obsessed with everything. Yeah, well, see, that's what she does. She'll join up with people, and then something happens, and then all of a sudden she'll unfollow them, tell them to go away if you're a supporter. I believe one tweet said something about if you support. Um, Let me go back in here. Uh, she has a header in her account for anybody that finds it. It says the time has come. And she wrote, you may not like hearing this. I don't support Homestead. The only thing I know is the early days of the Haley Cummings case, the online behavior of certain people. And a question comes up, do you think Holmseth is in captivity? And no, Holmseth is not in captivity. He's out and about doing anything he damn well pleases. Because if he was in captivity, it would be easily found out about it. And, it's that kind of, I guess somebody doesn't like the wardrobe choices of somebody. I got a Twitter message about um, a jacket somebody's wearing. But she cares more about what people do than people care about what she does. People really don't care about her, but she keeps on with these rants and so forth on Twitter, and as if anybody cares. And it's just a very small number of people that even pay attention to her, and some of it is just so they get laughs because they really, don't care. But, you can't, you just can't. There's some people just can't persuade to use common sense. That's unfortunate. I have nothing against Astro. At one time, we were on reasonably good terms, and that fell apart, mainly because she got angry that I didn't agree with her, and that was that. But then she started on the smear campaign against me, and for the life of me, I don't know why. Uh, but it's like all these other people. I mean, I have not met one single individual that is making these outrageous claims against me. And these people apparently have not checked with law enforcement to find out that I don't have any kind of record, none, zero. Um, and they could call the. I've given out telephone numbers of law enforcement in the past to call to get specific information, and they have not done it. I live 12 miles from the Orange County Sheriff's Department, Northwest Orange County District, which handles my area. And they have not received one single complaint. The main headquarters in downtown Orlando has not received one single complaint, and nobody's called them to ask anything about me. So, if they don't do their research, they're not going to find anything out. And they don't want to find out that they've been lied to. And that's just the way this stuff goes. Well, that's true, Winter. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, if you go on YouTube and look at some of the stuff that goes on YouTube on the epic fail or, America's Home Vid, these candid video things. I mean, people do some wacky stuff and they do it in their underwear. Um, and, it's just the way it is. There's been women running around drunk. There's been guys running around drunk on these YouTube channels. And, you watch it for a half a minute and you move on to the next joke. Um, it's an absolute nothing. And the only picture I ever saw of anybody was somebody laying face down out of bed, asleep in briefs. And that was it. Um, Now there's supposed to be a video out out there. Okay, Cynthia Absug. Um, Nothing so far. Now the Cynthia Absug case is unusual in that it's a sealed case. Getting discovery out of the court up in Colorado is like pulling teeth. For whatever strange reason, the judge sealed the case, mainly because there's a minor involved, two of them actually. And so the only time I can get information out of there is court dates. Um, the video is supposed to be swimming in the underwear at a lake or something, and I have not been able to confirm it. I think it's just another one of these dumb things that she's obsessed about. Um, so there you are. Yeah, let's winterize. That is a connection that Cynthia Abzug had to Phil McConnell. Now, there's been some decisions from the court that I'm not too clear on. Apparently, a lot of the Phil McConnell stuff and the QAnon with that part of it is not going to come in. They are aiming for, from what I understand, unnecessary medical treatment of the um, minor child. But as far as all the stuff about QAnon giving them money and the guns and all this other stuff, that may not be the focus of the trial. And so the only thing that's going to wind up happening when I go to Colorado is we're going to have a trial concerning those charges, and then go from there. Um, there's no telling what is going to happen in that case. They've tried to get it dismissed a couple times, and the judge won't have it. So, yeah, swimming in a lake is what I understand, and it's back in the college days. So, what um, relevance this has to anything, I have no idea. But you get people that are obsessed with this sort of thing, and so that's where we're at. Um, but it's getting hot in here again. I gotta do something real quick. I just got to get a little bit of air in here. For some reason, it got really warm. Um, I managed to get an old window air conditioner, and it's got two temperatures, freezing and off. I mean, this thing will freeze you to death, but at least I've got that. Well, Fireman John, I do appreciate you coming in. I'm probably going to close down here in a couple of minutes because I got a few things I have to do for the rest of the weekend here. For someone that's retired, I seem to be able to be pretty busy. And, we'll see what happens with these developments as time goes on. And I'm going to post one more time tomorrow my little TikTok about the phase 2, and then I'm not going to do any more notifications until I get cleared to present whatever information comes out of phase 2. And again, good night, John. Have a good day tomorrow. Levi's going to try and come on. All right, Levi, I don't know how this is going to work because I'm hearing myself in the headphones.
Hey, Mert, can you hear me?
I'll turn this up a little bit. Okay, let me try that.
Hey, Mert, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I turned it up a little bit. I don't turn it up too loud because I can hear myself in the headset and it's distracting.
So I found out where Timothy and Randy are. They are in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Randy gave out a rather easy way to track her, and she's tracked down there or up there.
Mm-hmm. So Timothy admitted that he was in Clarksville in September around Labor Day. Because remember, on his website, he posted a receipt of a purchase that he made, and the location was in Clarksville, Tennessee. Do you remember that?
I never saw the receipt. That's interesting.
Yes. So he posted that, and you saw the photograph of him in front of Fort Campbell, the Army base.
Yeah.
So that Army base is in Kentucky. The postal address is. They get their mail there, but the majority of that is actually in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right near Clarksville. And also, when Timothy posted that screenshot of his bank statement. I know what bank he's using, the same one that I use, and it is regional to Middle Tennessee. They do not have branches outside of Middle Tennessee.
Well, that's incredibly sloppy.
Yes, and Randy posted, and we know that Randy and Timothy are with each other because Randy posted on her Twitter that she is in an area. She posted a website called antennasearch.com, and you type in a location and it tells you how many antennas are in a certain radius of where you are. And she posted that there were 49 towers in a certain radius, which matches the same information as Clarksville, Tennessee.
Yeah, well, these people haven't got the brightest bulb in the lamp. So, these kind of mistakes you can kind of expect them to make.
Yeah, so they are in Clarksville and they're together. And there are people that are going to be watching them and trying to find out exactly where they are so they can be formally served.
Yeah, now somebody posted that there's a rumor that those two might get married. And I'm kind of wondering how they're going to handle that since there has not been a divorce from Randy's current husband.
Maybe David Strait is going to preside over the wedding. He's going to marry them.
Oh, that would be a trip.
Or Kirk.
That'd be almost as good as going to Nevada and getting married by a Elvis impersonator.
Right. So I think that everything is starting to catch up to Timothy and Randy because Timothy has not only a restraining order that Kim got against him, but Bob Hamer, Craig's associate, got a restraining order against him. Craig got a restraining order against Timothy Holmseth, Craig Sawyer. And Randy Erickson has Kim, Craig Sawyer, and Bob Hamer. All three also got a restraining order against her.
And I'm hearing that there's more to come, and from some very high-profile people.
True.
One is in the military, and besides Craig, who is retired.
And they've documented their harassment online for everyone to see. We saw Randy Erickson call in Texas and try to screw up what Craig is doing there to combat child trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly harassment. And they put the evidence online for everyone to see.
Yeah.
And that's how stupid they are.
Yeah. Plus they recorded it. They just their bulbs are clearly burned out. And it's just a matter of time and they're gonna get rounded up. Because I understand that the judge advocate, JAG, is now investigating the charges, not against Craig.
Mert just was kicked off of his own show. Yes, and Mary in chat wants to know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. This is every once in a while the software crashes, and I just turn around and reload it, and I'm back. And everybody else gets to stay put. So there's at least that. But I interrupted you, Levi. Go ahead with what you were saying.
I was just answering Mary's question. Mary Berry in chat. Not Mary, May. Barry wants to know if I was talking about Homeseth. Yes. Homeseth and Randy are in Clarksville, Tennessee. And I think, Mert, that we should talk about how they got to Clarksville. Because I think, the timeline is around 2019, Randy and Timothy became acquainted with each other. And Timothy was in the midst of going to trial for violating a restraining order that Kim Bacasio got against him.
Correct.
It was like his third or fourth violation. He's violated so many times. And Randy Erickson actually introduced Timothy to David Strait and Kirk Pendergrass. And instead of actually answering to the criminal charges against him, he took off. And Randy Erickson has been hiding him out ever since. We know that he was living with Randy and her husband Brian in Nowthen, Minnesota, and something went haywire there. Brian probably was like, who the heck is this perv, and when is he going to move out? Kicked him out, and they fled Randy and Brian's home, stayed with Phil a while before Phil was arrested, and they've been on the run ever since.
Yeah.
And they don't want Timothy to get caught because Timothy is going to go to jail. And there's no way around it because he didn't show up to court and there is a bench warrant out for his arrest.
Yeah, in 2 states, Florida and Minnesota. And, if they keep piling up these restraining orders, it's going to get kicked to a felony. And then no matter where they're at, they're going to get it.
Yeah, it's going to get to a felony.
Mm-hmm.
And, not only do I think that Kim Bacasio, I think that she should not only get a restraining order against Randy Erickson, I think she should sue Randy for defamation because Randy says that she, owns Timothy's website. She's the publisher. She calls Timothy her reporter, my reporter. So anything that Timothy publishes, she's liable for it. She's going to answer for it.
It's called joint and several liability. That means that all parties are involved and therefore are liable. And since she owns TimothyChildsHomestead.com, she's responsible for anything that he writes or is written on his behalf. So.
Yep. So Kim Bacasio may have some properties in Florida soon.
Yeah, I understand she has a cute little yellow house down there and an average condo that old people like me retire in. So, you never know what else is out there.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's funny, that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree because Timothy is with a married woman, Randy Erickson, and his daughter, Marina, has posted on Facebook about how she got pregnant by a married soldier in Tennessee. He was married. So it looks like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree with Timothy and his daughter.
Yeah, well.
But they like to judge everyone else, sit up on their high horse and make judgments about everyone else. Very hypocritical.
But, it gets into, rather than doing the issues, these people have these personal attacks and videos.
Well, they want to talk about other people's personal lives. Well, let's talk about yours and what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not squeaky clean.
What's good for the goose and so on. Because, I've had to put up with this stuff for years.
And Kennedy, I don't know exactly why they're in Tennessee. That's weird.
Attention. They just, people of this personality type want attention. and no matter how they get it, and they have
They're
no
not going to
conscience.
go to Minnesota because they're going to be arrested. They can't stay with Field in Wisconsin anymore. And I wonder if Field would have anything to do with Timothy now.
I doubt it. If he had any common sense, he wouldn't have anything to do with him because Timmy wrecked his life, and Randy's the one that got those two together.
Mm-hmm. Are you surprised that Randy didn't even request a hearing?
No, she doesn't believe in the court system. But what's funny is a while back, and her pinned tweet on her Twitter account chided Kim for not going to a civil court, and said this family court thing. Well, Minnesota is a civil court. So there's no excuse there as to why she didn't show up. Well, welcome, Kim. And yeah, Levi's in here.
Hey, Kim, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm not surprised that she didn't challenge or request a hearing either. Because she really doesn't have a defense.
No, there's no defense. And she does not dare face anyone that has made those restraining orders because that would be the end. And in the situation, probably get worse. And it's the same reason that Timmy ran away because he doesn't want to go to jail even for 2 weeks. Timmy could have gone, went through with the hearing, pled out, served maybe 6 weeks, and he'd be free and clear to do what he wants. But he did things the hard way, and now he's head's buried in the sand somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mert, do you think that Timothy and Randy have drove by your property?
No, because I have security cameras, and I would see them. And this is private property. This is a 55 plus trailer park, and they have a big sign that says "Do not trespass." So this is not city roads, county roads, or any of that. So they will be trespassing the minute they pull in off the state highway.
Because didn't Randy post pictures of where she thought you lived?
Yeah, she got it off of Google. The pictures she put up, the first ones, were before I even moved here. And then I posted a picture. I say, "Here, Andy, here's a picture of the house. I'll save you a drive." And she posted that. It's kind of a stupid thing. It's a trailer. No big deal. But, that's.
I was just wondering if they actually went to your house, because remember, they were so bold that they showed up to Lynn Wood's home. Remember?
Yeah. Well, the thing about Lynn Wood is his house is so far off the main highway, you can't see it. And, so there's no way they're going to get to his house. And if they're that stupid to drive 1,200 miles to Apopka just to drive by my house, then, kind of weird. Yeah, if you remember, about 9 years ago, there was a woman that lived in Arizona that drove to the house I used to have up in Sorrento and took all kinds of pictures, posted them on the internet. I mean, there's some crazy people out there. So, I don't know. But it is criminal trespass if she posts pictures of the house. That's proof she trespassed on the property, and the landlord said he will file charges, as well as me, because they don't want people like that driving around in here.
Did you see where Astro tweeted for Tim and Randy to stop taking money?
I heard about that. I'm blocked from the account, so I'm rely on secondhand information. For whatever reason, she'll talk about me on that channel, but she has me blocked. Stupid. But yeah, there's all kinds of weird stuff going out there, and I guess she has broken it off with both Holmseth and Randy, which is about the first common sense thing she's done in years.
Yeah, and she was saying that they took money from someone.
Yeah, well, they do. They've done that. They've got the Patreon and PayPal and all kinds of accounts. You go over on the blog, and they've got the donation page there, and you check with either Patreon or PayPal, and he's making about $200 to $600 a month. People are paying their pledges. That is.
And I did hear that there's another woman that's giving him about a couple of grand a month.
Oh Lord.
Some woman, Jessie something. I forgot her name.
Well, fooling their money. If people are stupid enough to give money to these people, then that's their own damn fault. This.
Astro tweeted, "Task Force has had ample opportunity to correct Mert's lies, yet hasn't. In addition to that, she's mistreated people who has been good to her and Homeseth.
Yeah, well.
I'd leave the country before I'd help the likes of you."
Well, that's getting pretty blunt. We've all had experience with Astro. When she gets mad, she gets mad. So I don't think Randy's going to like having Astro mad at her.
And she tweeted this November 12. "This is for someone elsewhere, not following me. Spread the word. Concern yourself with gathering followers, then try to help or defend someone that has been good to you. Stop taking that person's money."
Well, that person could go ahead and file a complaint because Randy's committing wire fraud. Because he's making all these claims with this task force thing and everything else, and that's wire fraud. So, that woman can go to the authorities and turn her in.
Yeah, and Glow got that woman's name. It's Jessie Zabator.
I can't even begin to pronounce that.
May Field is back in Wisconsin, and he's on probation.
Yep, 2 years. He's restricted to a 5-county area or radius where he lives in the state of Wisconsin. He can't leave the state of Wisconsin. Political security, the answer is yes. The probation office was notified, and they are investigating. And as of yet, there has been no word on what they've decided. You're welcome. So Phil McConnell is going to be another one to watch to see what happens there. Because if anything, it would be the decision of the state of Florida as to what to do about it. Because the state of Florida is the one.
Request to interview filled.
Who is supposed to interview?
You should. And you should ask him about Timothy. He doesn't have to talk about Kim.
Yeah, and then everybody get mad at me for having him violate. Because he can't talk to anybody on the internet. Nobody.
Well, he can talk on his phone.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
You can ask him about Timothy. Timothy doesn't have a restraining order against him.
Well, the invitation's there. Field wants to talk to me by phone. somebody who knows him, give him the message. And everybody knows my telephone number. So, I've been doxxed 9 ways to Sunday. Well, Kim, I don't know why Astro does what she does. Now, she's been after you and Levi since the Cummings case. It's, everything started back there, and, I can't figure her out. But, but she's obsessed with these pictures and videos, and I think it's silly. So just for giggles. Yeah, winterized. That's Levi. That's the one she's after.
I don't know why she's after me.
It has something to do with, I think she's one phone call that you were alleged to have made to Timmy. I don't know.
Oh, where I cussed him out.
But well, it's
what does that have to do with her? I don't understand why she's upset about that. And I think I'm just one of a long list of people who's called Timothy and cussed him out.
But it's again, there's no understanding.
Someone got so mad at him one time, Mert, they tried to run him over. That's how many people hate him. But she's mad at me because I called him. Okay.
Well, that's like I said, there's no explaining Astro. She is very unique. I had conversations with her for a long time, and then one day she just up and got pissed at me, and that was the end of that. She really blew up at me one day, and it's been goodbye since that time. And then she doesn't like me either. Accuses me of lying. So, what am I going to do? I'm living rent free in her head as I am in Timmy's and Randy's.
I've noticed that Timothy's been quiet lately.
Yeah, it seems that Randy's his ghostwriter. Nothing new comes out of Tim, possible exception of every once in a while. He turns up in front of a sign or a building and puts the picture up in the air, and that's it. He doesn't say a word. Anything you hear about him talking is from 2 to 3 years ago. So I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know if he has permanent laryngitis or what the deal is. And I think Astro's on the right track because I think that Randy has absolute control over Timothy. It's a puppet master type thing. She's got him under her thumb and is controlling every aspect of his life. Well,
and what a joke Timothy is. What a joke.
Oh, boy. Yeah, this is funny. When Kim was on my show down at Fort Lauderdale, she thought she got the biggest kick out of YouTube. We're running around town and live streaming, and she was kind of like a kid with a new toy. That was the funniest experience I ever had. It was a lot of fun. Got to see parts of Fort Lauderdale I hadn't seen. I go back and forth there quite often, and she showed me things about Fort Lauderdale I didn't know about. I thought it was kind of neat of her.
Well, speaking of Fort Lauderdale, if you watched that interview Phil did. He mentioned that he was in jail there in Fort Lauderdale, and he had a very bad encounter with a black inmate. Remember when he talked about that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he mentioned that in that interview. So I can just imagine pasty white Wisconsin filled rolling up into Fort Lauderdale, probably acting like a racist. Said some stuff he shouldn't have and probably got checked really quick by an inmate.
Kim, I can't delete the post. I've only got two choices, either to block you or put you in timeout. So I cuss in here anyway. So, I'm a truck driver. We curse a lot, throw the F bombs around and all that. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But
Mert, when you were in Fort Lauderdale, did any Field supporters show up?
No, not a one.
Was his family there?
No, it was
Wow.
Field and his lawyer, period. And in the courtroom, there was Kim, the deputy that she had worked with, and that's about it. I think it was. There weren't very many people in the courtroom, and most of the people there were for other cases, so it's not a whole hell of a lot. And so I think, I was anticipating. I said, "Oh, there's going to be the same people there with their little signs, and they're going to raise hell," and not a soul showed up. And kind of a wise choice. That's a highly secure building. So they don't put up with any nonsense there.
Well, I think it's interesting to note that Field organized all those people to come support Timothy when Timothy went to trial, yet none of those people were there for Field.
Yeah.
They
Well, I
left
think,
him high and dry.
yeah, I think part of the problem might be that they're mostly from up in that part of the country. People from Minnesota and Wisconsin, you know,
Kathy's
Preacher
in North
Dan.
Carolina, just a state away.
Hmm?
Kathy McKaylee.
Well, Kathy
She's in North
McKaylee's been a
Carolina now.
loyal
She's not that
to
far from
Field
Florida.
for a long time, and she just might not have been able to get down there. That's a long way for her to go.
Well, she traveled to Podunk, Minnesota to support Timothy. She didn't do the same for Field.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Can't speak for Kathy. She just, for whatever reason, she didn't come down. Nobody did, and and the people that said they were from Florida didn't show up either. So, I think Tim cost Field a great deal, and it showed by the fact that people were not backing him up. They they may do it a little bit online, but they don't do it down there. Randy certainly didn't come down, and neither, of course, Tim didn't. But there was no reason that Randy could not have come down, but she didn't come down. Smirky Kirky didn't come down. So, kind of a peaceful thing. We went in, spent a half an hour, 45 minutes, and it was over and done with. Most of that was taken up what they had. They had some kind of little meeting where everything kind of shut down for a few minutes, and everybody went out in the hall, had a conversation, came back in, and then it was over with. So, Okay, we're getting dead air here. Tell you what I think I'm going to do, Levi. I think I'm going to shut it down. I got a couple things that I got to do. I really appreciate you coming in. When are you going on the air again?
I am going on the air Sunday, tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Well, I might tune in then. What's going to be your subject?
I haven't decided yet, but I know we're going to touch on 2 missing kids and Randy and Timothy. We're going to talk
Yeah.
about them.
And I know Rittenhouse, I think, I don't know if both closing arguments have happened yet. So the verdict should be, I don't know if the jury has the case yet or not. So if not tomorrow, Monday and through the
I
next
watched
week.
his testimony and I was laughing at his cries. That's going to be Randy. She's going to be crying like that in court one
Yeah,
day.
the old crocodile. Yeah, that Rittenhouse case is the strangest one since Casey Anthony. But yeah, and I just am in that case. I am disappointed in the legal system. If that kid gets acquitted, then I don't know. That's going to open up a whole can of worms. I don't think it's the. I think the judge should have thought that out.
Yeah. Well, it's been great talking to you, Mert. I'll let you go.
All right, Levi. Thanks a lot, and
All right. Bye-bye.
feel free to come back again. Now let me adjust this headphone again. There's supposed to be a way for me to be able to talk to people online and not have it come through the headphone, and I'm going to have to work on that. I don't know if Phil paid for that or not. Enough people showed up because they even had a banquet for him. If you remember, they had rented out a hall in a hotel or something, and they had a big party. Timmy didn't show up for that, and he didn't show up to court. So there was rumors that everybody thought that perhaps that Timmy had run off the night before and had already left the area before that party. He just never bothered to show up. And what's funny is that Field didn't seem to be bothered by that. Um, he kept on with everything, and I thought that was surprising because that's a slap in the face to Field. He went through all this organization, had all these people show up, had all the signs and everything, and Tim ran away like the little coward that he is, and didn't even come to the party. So I don't know what to think about all that. That whole thing left me scratching my head. Oh, thank you, Kim. Coming from you, that's very much appreciated. And I hope things are going well for you down in the South Country. And thanks for the compliments, folks. I appreciate it. Show didn't quite go as much as I wanted to. I'm going to have to work around the software a little bit, but we'll get it down. But anyway, thank you for the 37 people that are in here. If you haven't subscribed, do so. I would appreciate it. And I'll keep everybody updated on to the next 2 cases because we have the Neely Blanchard case coming up and Cynthia Absug coming up, and maybe 1 or 2 other cases that I may pop in and do as the months go on. So we'll see what happens. Please like, subscribe, and get your notification button in case something else comes up. And maybe I'll find something to talk about and be more organized next week. So until then, this is William K. Murtaugh, Mert Witness 1, saying good night. And everybody, have a good one.